How are you doing? I'm Martin from Gardens for Life in Birdland Homestead. In this quick video I'm going to just talk about how a reset, an ecological reset in the middle of winter is actually a good thing for your garden and for the entire ecosystem. Take a look at this. We've had temperatures of about -8 or 9 in the last 2 nights. There's one more night. What do you think about the cold?
It's awesome, even when there's snow.
You like the snow? You were playing a lot. And you like to go for a cycle. Holy jeez, would you look at that. Another cold night ahead, and after that, not too bad. Saturday, it's gonna get a lot warmer. That's here in Roscommon. Sunday, finally, absolutely boiling. Looking forward to 11 degrees. You can see here, we've had an awful lot of snow, for Ireland anyway, that's a lot of snow. And it has actually frozen. It's definitely a lot colder than we're used to here in Ireland. We're not used to this type of cold. And you can see here the plants have definitely been taken back. Some places we put down some of this insulation just to protect some of the plants underneath. And watch this. You can see it didn't freeze quite as bad underneath. Most plants would be fine with temperatures as low as -10 or so. Some of our ochas are still in the ground, but we definitely took up all of our yacons and most of the ochas and mashuas as well, just in case they might thaw too quickly after they're frozen. Next winter I'm definitely going to take up all of the tubers before the first hard frost. At least the yacons and the ochas anyway. The mashuas are a bit better. They can actually even stay out there in the winter time. There's our friendly neighbour Brendan with his tractor in the field. So a lot of the tuberous plants like the Jerusalem artichoke, for example, will be fine at any kind of frost as long as it's not sitting on the surface of the soil. And if it does freeze, it's not a big problem as long as it doesn't thaw too quickly. But a lot of the other plants definitely want to be taken in. Luckily, our kale is fine. Now you can see a lot of the older leaves, the quality wouldn't be quite as good. You wouldn't eat that anymore. But there's still some greens here. And this is the Taunton Dean kale. We also have Daubenton kale as well. Our perennial kales actually do quite well through the winter. That's why we have them. So we have some greens for ourselves and for our chickens as well. See here? Now, not much of it. There's not much of it left at this stage. There's also some here. But it is really important to have a reset, as Jeff Lawton once called it, in our ecological year, so that we have a fresh restart in spring. Remember what this garden used to look like? It was basically just a wasteland with just almost no productivity. Mostly thistles, nettles and grass and briars. That's not to say that those plants have no use, but this is a lot more productive, especially for us humans and the wildlife included. Because down where he's based in Australia, there's basically no reset, no real frost, and the flywheel of life, of nature, keeps on turning, and it doesn't get rid of a lot of the unwanted species. I guess they're talking about a lot of the germs, such as different bacteria or even viruses. How are you doing, Levi? Levi, how are you? That's a good boy. He's not cold. He's like a husky. That doesn't bother them at all. I'm actually going to make another little video about how we're doing for our heating systems and our cooking, and even maybe the doghouse as well, how it's insulated on our homesteading channel. If you haven't had a look at it, join us over on Birdland Homestead as well and subscribe there. One way to protect your gardens in the winter time from cold temperatures, and in the summertime as well from hot temperatures and excessive evaporation, let's say from the UV light, for example, even hitting the soil and killing your bacteria, is to just add a layer of wood chips. We have some videos just specifically on that. For example, the wood chip island. Having that extra 3 or 4 inch layer of wood chips definitely helps, and it also absorbs a lot of moisture as well. And it definitely is a buffer zone. It's kind of like a blanket for your garden. So I would highly recommend looking up wood chips on our channel, but also you can look up lasagna gardening as well. We are going to cover all of our gardens with a layer of wood chips. We've already done half of our gardens, and we're going to cover the other half with wood chips soon now. Well, the garden is well and truly asleep now. Still a few fennel leaves here that could be taken if we need to. Not much point in me trying to dig stuff up now for a couple of days because it is all frozen. There's our friendly neighbour Brendan with his tractor. In our experience, a lot of the winter vegetables will be fine out here. Vegetables such as a lot of the kale varieties, for example, and the kohlrabi, the beetroot, and the turnip and the swede. They'll be fine out here in the cold as long as it doesn't go too far into the minus temperatures. They'll be fine. Now, at temperatures of less than -5 or so degrees Celsius, I think even our beetroots would freeze, so I took them in just on time before the great big freeze. We'll be looking forward to the temperatures going back up. On the weekend now it's going to be +11 degrees again. So we can't wait because we're not used to this type of cold here. I know you guys up in Scandinavia and even Canada and maybe even Alaska, if you're watching from there, you're used to these type of temperatures and even lower. But yeah, no, here in Ireland it's a kind of a wet cold, if that makes sense. It's very humid, and that makes it feel an awful lot colder than it actually is. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this cold spell. Thanks a million for watching, and we'll see you the next time. Hopefully with less jackets and less layers on. Thanks, bye bye. See ya. Don't forget to put some food out for the birds. We just used these organic oats. Nina, how are you doing? So cute. So cute, yeah. And you're Mr. Jealous. What are you up to? Jeez, these dogs are not cold out here. I can't understand it. We're out here all day and they don't mind. They love the snow. They go rolling in it every morning.